Welcome, everybody, to Pinfalls and Passports. For those who don't already know, this is a podcast for people just like you who love the sport of professional wrestling and for members of our WWE Travel Community Discord server. If you are not a member yet, come join one of the fastest growing professional wrestling communities online. You can find the invite link here in the podcast bio. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Pinfalls and Passports, on X at Pinfalls and Pass, and TikToks at Score Passports. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to this podcast to keep up to date with all the things involving the wacky world of professional wrestling. My name is Mira. This is Pinfalls and Passports, and I'm joined today by Dork Chop, and we'll be talking about the Chamber Week, just like a little bits and pieces of it, and then also what's our story, how we came about going to these live events like WrestleMania or PLEs and things like that. Just a fun little episode. We're gearing up into the WrestleMania season just to spit our thoughts out.
Yeah, no, I think that's a very good synopsis of what we're going to do today. Kind of get away from the recap a little bit because, we got to freshen things up. We got to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree there, but I guess we can jump into SmackDown and Raw and some NXT things real quick.
Yeah, yeah. So,
all right, so SmackDown, I'll let you handle SmackDown.
oh, this is going to be quick. Drew's pissing everyone off, so he's going to wind up in a multi-man match at WrestleMania, probably a fatal five-way.
Right.
Aldis sent the backs back to Raw. We all know it's Danhausen. Just get it over.
But is it Danhausen, though?
I think it's Danhausen.
To me, it would fit his character, the character that we know of in AEW, so that makes sense to me. But there's some people that are like, it could be someone else. It could be him. It could be a 2K26 type of thing. It could be something completely off the wall. So, I mean, I'd be here for it. Danhausen sells merch. He's popular among the children. So
yeah,
we'll see.
And honestly, I just think that the segments with him and R-Truth could be comedy gold.
That is very true.
I do, but I'm just hoping it's not the gobbledygooker. Shout out Hector Guerrero.
Yes.
And also, Rhea almost won the United States title from Julia, but before Lash and Nia intervened. And that's all I really want to talk about from SmackDown.
Julia had a really good showing.
Yes.
I know I talked shit last week about her, and that's fine because I guess someone heard me. She needed that type of match against a big name, a big powerhouse, and I did enjoy that.
Yeah, it was a good match from what I saw. Again, it's been an off week for me with watching wrestling.
No, it's okay. I know we have our highs and lows with it. I know it'll probably pick up after Saturday.
Yeah.
So I know we'll see there. But Raw, I see in your notes that you have here. Raw did indeed piss me off as well. I felt like for that to be an AJ tribute show, one, you only had 3-4 matches within a 2.5 hour span.
Yep.
That's one. Two, Pierce sent the box to Chicago. Whoop de fucking do. We could have just skipped all that. Be like, send the bitch to Chicago. We could have skipped all that. We didn't have to do the back and forth. But okay.
Right.
Maxine basically died during her match with low-key legend there. Jay is going to the Chamber. Not everyone is happy about that, but this happened due to Bronson Reed tearing his bicep. Here at Pinfalls and Passports, we are wishing him a speedy recovery. Yes. I wanted him in the Chamber so bad, but I just had this feeling Jay Uso was going to be in it prior to this injury even happening.
He wouldn't do something crazy like, try to hit a tsunami off of one of the pods.
Yeah, I really wanted him in that match. I feel like it would have gave him more credibility. He's one of the big guys in the division, and he could have proved himself. You have Seth out, you have Braun Breaker out. This would have been his time to shine.
The OG members of the division are all out, and all you've got left is Logan Paul and Austin Theory, and
I guess Brock Lesnar, if you want to add him in there, because he's always with Paul Heyman. So
yikes.
Possibly so. But Liv picked Stephanie. What a surprise. If Liv didn't pick Stephanie, she was a coward. Because you're not going to talk about me like that.
Yeah.
And get away with it.
Yeah.
So that match is set for WrestleMania 42. I think that will be a good match. I think the build up for over the next several weeks will be good as well. It'll also be tension probably within the Judgment Day and stuff. So because after Saturday we're gonna be possibly seeing Finn and someone in Judgment Day going head to head possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see how that all goes out. You got Raquel and Liv. You had that story somewhere in between there. And speaking of Raquel, she has qualified for the Elimination Chamber, so she is going in there as well.
I was actually really surprised that they had her win that match. I thought
Same.
Kyrie was going to win that match.
Same here. I thought this was Kyrie's win to get to the belt scene. I guess not right now, but then we had a lot of ads. We had a lot of segments that were bullshit.
Yeah, and if you didn't get the ads, then you got interviews that really were pointless. Fun match with Javon Evans and Kofi Kingston, and then you got Trick Williams cutting a promo about chicken wings.
Yeah, and then you had Jay getting cut off.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, that's nice. And these are all, well, Trick's to SmackDown, Jay to SmackDown. CM Punk came out and talked and was like, this isn't about me, but it is about me. Like he was like, this is about AJ.
Yeah.
But then in his frame of talking, I was like, we could have saved this for after the chamber, since we're talking about like Roman, because Roman's going to be here next week. If anything, CM Punk as the locker room leader, he could have been like, do a little intro AJ and let that just end SmackDown. But I know we still had, I think maybe 1 or 2 matches left when he came out.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm just like, we could have saved this for next week, CM Punk. We didn't really need you out here.
Didn't.
Love him. But I'm just like, I just feel like you kind of went back and forth. Like you said, this isn't about me, but your promo kind of was talking about you. And
Yeah.
and I'm just like, okay. In AJ Styles.
Oh God.
My heart.
Someone was cutting onions.
And I'm so glad he was able to do this in his hometown, Atlanta, Georgia.
Shout out to all the TNA guys that showed up too. I mean, you had Abyss,
Yes,
Petey Williams,
Abyss.
Bobby Roode. It was nice to see all the Frankie Kazarian was there. It was a really cool sight to see.
You had what's his name?
Ken Anderson,
Luke Gallows,
Carl Anderson, yeah, the Good Brothers.
There we go. The Good Brothers. Yup. So you had them there. It was really nice to see that. What I feel like this should have just been about AJ the whole fucking night. And what I mean by that, have matches that would represent him. Obviously, Javon Evans, that's fine. Having the 2 qualifier matches, maybe having, some promos and stuff. But, like, I feel like they overdid it with the promos. But back to AJ, I think it was beautifully done. Mm-hmm. He took off his gloves, took off his vest, and he wanted to do it in front of his family at home, which made sense.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go home, be an active father, be an active husband, and just be himself.
Yeah.
He can always coach. He's not that far from, the PC and stuff. Even if he wants to go coach in like the indies or open up his own school, he has that flexibility now.
Yes, he does.
He has the knowledge. And the big one, he's going into the Hall of Fame.
I know. It's like you got the Undertaker coming out to that Kid Rock song he always comes out to now. And he's riding his bike out to the ring, and you just realize now that the Undertaker is the equivalent of the NFL's knock on the door guy for the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So when because he's told Stephanie McMahon, and now he's told AJ Styles. So you wonder who's next on the list of people that you're going to that are going to get the call basically to go to the Hall of Fame. It's going to be fun to speculate about this year's Hall of Fame class because we've already got our headliner, we've already got our female inductee, tag teams. Is this the year Demolition finally goes in, or are we going to keep punishing them for that lawsuit?
Because Stephanie's the headliner, right?
I say AJ's the headliner.
I think they said she would be headlining.
Huh.
I think so. When she I think that's how it was introduced, but it could get changed. Who knows? Because they always change stuff. But no, I'm very happy for AJ. He's going into the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of comments was like him before Cena.
Right.
Yes, but I think it's because Saudi wants to pay WWE the ass amount of money they can give him to have Cena get inducted in Saudi Arabia. But I don't know. I'm very happy for him. I know it's going to be a good Hall of Fame. Even his speech that he had on Monday to me was Hall of Fame worthy, in my opinion. So I'm excited to see what that class looks like. Hopefully it is streamed. I think it is typically streamed after after, so I will be watching that.
I'm
But no, all props to AJ. He's been in the game for over 30 years.
right, and the thing that kills me about the announcement is now that everybody's going to be bailing on oil wrestling to go to this.
Well, maybe not so, because you know how the Hall of Fame is. It's very late
Yeah.
running. It depends on where they have the building at, strategically, and all of that in Vegas. But who knows?
Mhm.
I mean, AJ, he deserves it. I'm so happy for him. I'm so
I am
happy.
too. I definitely am. Yeah, I think he definitely deserves induction into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's done so much for professional wrestling in his style of wrestling. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of people seen him coming up and idolized him, like your Finn Balor's, like your Javon Evans, like your Ricochets. So it's like
Yeah.
he has that type of style that has evolved. Even Will Ospreay, like I feel like if you see his like his how he
Yeah.
performs in the ring, it's very AJ Styles. So
Now do AJ Styles
he
clash?
yeah, yeah. But it's just like, it's very powerful to see what you like when there is a performer like a AJ Styles, and how they just help evolve professional wrestling.
Hmm.
So that was great.
Yeah, nice that you mentioned Evolve because a lot of wrestlers from Evolve were featured on NXT last night.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true.
Like the Vanity Project won the tag titles. Elio LaFleur won the speed title. And we have a new North American champion, which I know you're pretty psyched about.
Yes, Miles Bourne is now the NXT North American champion. And he did a little promo on Instagram. He's like, Ethan Page, he was only representing Canada, but I'm going to be representing all 23, North American countries. And someone put in the comments, they're 23. And someone had to be like, I'm like, yes, there's 23 North American countries,
Yeah, I mean
not
let's not
just
forget
United
Central
States.
America.
Yeah, like I feel like we forget that sometimes. They think of US, Canada, and Mexico. They forget about the others.
Like,
So
what about Belize?
yes, so I like how he put that in there. I'm very proud of him. This man is winning at life right now. So
He is the envy of every man everywhere who wishes they could at least, holler at Stephanie Vaquer.
yes, yes. So very happy for him. And the big one of NXT last
Yeah.
night,
It finally happened.
Zaruka is no more.
No, ma'am. They are done.
And Jason Jane is still our NXT Women's Champion. Jason Ader, stand up, stand up, we rise. She will be champion up until Stand and Deliver.
Which is
I
not
just
going to be a
don't
part of
know.
WrestleMania weekend this year. Did you hear that?
Which is a bummer. It's going to be April the 4th at St. Louis.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that announcement, but when they did not release Stand and Deliver tickets as part of WrestleMania weekend, I was a little bit worried about is it going to happen altogether. So for them to at least they're getting a Stand and Deliver event, but also I get why they did this because of the early production crews and talent were not happy with the early showtime to get started. They had to be at the arena at 6 a.m. Vegas
Honestly,
time.
honestly, I feel like they could skip SmackDown. There's no need to have a SmackDown before WrestleMania weekend. A lot of the times, it's not adding to WrestleMania night 1 or night 2. It's pretty much just a filler event.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a filler
Or
event.
you could
for
have a
people to
situation
go
like
to.
last year where Rey Mysterio gets injured the night before and they have to pick somebody to replace him on the fly.
Exactly. So it's like having a SmackDown. Yes, I know it's like your Friday night show, but what they could do instead or in place of it is just talk about your matches that are upcoming. Use your Sam Roberts or your Big E's. Have them promote, night 1 and night 2 on that SmackDown as like a recap episode or something. If they could have had that,
Yeah.
had Stand and Deliver the time that SmackDown typically takes place on that
Yeah.
Friday. In my opinion, keeping the stars a part of it. But I feel like what this does do, it opens up the NXT talent to meet and greets and autograph sessions during WrestleMania weekend.
It definitely does.
So, if you guys are looking to see the NXT talent during WrestleMania weekend, this is probably your best chance. A lot of them will probably be on Autograph Row or Superstar Row rather, and then you will have your premier stars that you have to like pay for.
Yeah, like Sol Ruka, Zarya.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them will probably be working Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
While those that are going to be on the card at WrestleMania are going to be getting ready to go in and have their matches. I'm really, really excited for WWE World, but I've already decided I'm only going Thursday.
Yeah. Unless your girl is on.
She's on Thursday.
On like a Friday. Has that been announced?
Yes, it
like
has.
their actual. Oh, I'm so out of the loop. I don't have to stress about this year, so I have no idea what the fuck is happening. I have no idea what the fuck is happening. So she's on Thursday, and Cody is also on.
Wait,
Thursday,
Cody's on Thursday?
Is he?
They haven't announced him yet.
Okay. So at least one of your two major people will be on.
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah. Liv Morgan is appearing Thursday. Stephanie Vaquer is appearing Thursday.
Okay, that's good. That's a great day to go then. If you're able to score their ticket, that's a great day to go.
He definitely is.
But no, I'm very excited to hear all of y'all stories from WrestleMania weekend, the pictures and things like that. But no, it's going to be a fun time, and I feel like after this weekend, hopefully the hype will still be there, depending on who wins our chambers and who is the world heavyweight champion, which we suspect it'll be Punk. I don't think
they're pulling a switch either.
Right. Like I don't think that'll happen, but we never know nowadays. So I'm very excited to see what comes of this.
I'm excited to hear stories too about our stories in terms of our WrestleMania travel.
Yes, that is true. We have to hop into that. So I guess, what is our story about? Not wrestling, but like traveling. Is that correct?
Yeah. So
okay.
Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to go to your first WrestleMania.
Okay, so my first WrestleMania was WrestleMania 35, the world's longest WrestleMania. Okay. I was very excited because Charlotte, Ronda, and Becky was main eventing. Kofi Kingston won. I think Finn Balor won the IC title, and Brock and Seth opened the show, and I was so fucking excited that Seth won the belt.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. That was my first WrestleMania. That occurred in North Jersey, so it was only an hour and a half drive for me. And that was my first one. And I feel like from there, I wanted to go to WrestleMania 36. I was in college. I was a poor college kid, so I didn't think I would be able to afford it, but I actually was going to be able to.
Yeah.
It's just that the fact COVID happened, so that was what
COVID.
it was. And then after that, the world opened back up, and 37 happened, and I seen Bianca and Sasha, and I said, fuck, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
Because I love them too, and I feel like that to me is one of the best women matches. They got to main event how they properly should. Your women Royal Rumble winners should be main eventing one of those nights.
Yeah.
And they never do it. They always say co-main event. No, they truly got to main event, and that to me, if anyone was there and was in that crowd, I'm actually jealous of you guys, because that was one of the better women's main events to actually see
there was
live.
a socially
And that's what I
distanced
knew.
main event.
Yep. And I was like, okay, got to get back there.
Yeah.
38 happened. Cody came back. And I said, mother. And I was like, I got to go to 39. And then from WrestleMania 39, basically, to 41, I've been traveling for it. When I did WrestleMania 39, I wanted the full experience. When I did 35, I only went to the show. I was a broke college kid, so, I wasn't really able to do all the fun stuff. So I looked at vloggers like, what's his name? Suplex.
Okay.
I looked at Wyatt. I looked at Brendan. What's his name? Brendan Rodgers, I believe. He's another guy. Like he would travel to all the events, but this is like before the prices got outrageous. But I was looking at all those guys, and I was seeing how they would do their their plans for WrestleMania weekend. I'm like, okay, I can do some meet and greets at WrestleCon. I could do some fun events, and it just spun out from there. So I did WrestleMania 39 weekend. So I did some indie shows, all that stuff. And that was probably one of my favorites I went to. SoFi is a beautiful stadium. From there, when they announced Philly, when we were in the stadium, I said, I can live again. I was like, God, they're so good. I don't have to travel anywhere. But no, that was really fun for me. 40 happened. That's when, our our server actually came to be around that
Yeah.
time. I was in another server that pretty much died off after WrestleMania 39. So when our server was created, it kind of just became a family. In all honesty, we're in our third season of our Discord here, so that's how that really happened. But I feel like WrestleMania 40 was magical.
Oh God, yeah.
So many special things happened. Bailey won, Cody won. Those two, I was rooting for them that whole weekend. I was really hoping that they would pull it out, and they did. But I love WrestleMania 40. That was great to me.
Yeah.
You had the big three have their appearance, and they had a grandiose type of entrance. But no, I was very like, out of all the ones I've been to, I feel like 39 takes the cake, but 40 is right there
Yeah.
because it happened at home, and that was just special to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, my story starts way back in 1994.
Okay.
So I had been bugging my mother to go to a WrestleMania because it was in New York City that year, WrestleMania 10, and she was like, no, you're grounded, because she and I were at odds, and like why would I deserve why do you deserve to go to WrestleMania? So, she goes out for the day, and WrestleMania was in the afternoon that weekend. So I was like, fine, you're going to ground me. I can't go. I'm going to order it on pay-per-view. So then she gives me the boot. I go to my grandmother's house. My grandmother makes me get a job, and I start earning my own money. And it's announced that, like you with WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania 11 is going to be at home, basically. It's going to be in Hartford, Connecticut. And I was like, I got to go. I've got to go to WrestleMania. Well, fate had a different plan for me that year. I had a ticket, but I got the flu.
Oh.
Yeah. So I couldn't go. Then I also bought a ticket to WrestleMania 23. I still have that in my box of WrestleMania souvenirs. And I didn't get to go to that either for circumstances beyond my control. Well, it was in my control, but money. I essentially couldn't pull it off. And me and my friends, we were sitting around like, man, we've got to pull this together. We got to get a WrestleMania trip together. We got to go. We've been talking about this since the 90s when we used to watch Raw and Nitro on the same night. And finally, WrestleMania 28 worked out where me and my friend got together and we went to Miami. We had a grand old time, hit up all the spots, hit up Access for the first time, which was the precursor to WWE World, the convention. That's where we found out about WrestleCon. And we were like, well, we got to go to that, and especially because when I was living in Connecticut at the time, and they announced that WrestleMania 29 was going to be in New York and New Jersey at MetLife. So
that fucking stadium, that fucking parking.
that oversized
digress.
HVAC unit.
I digress. Go on.
Yeah. So, and then like as we're leaving Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, going back to the car, I look at my friend. I was like, it's right there for me. I'm going next year. You in? And he's like, hell yeah, we had a blast. Let's do this again. And then it just kept happening, where we'd be like, oh, it's in New Orleans next year, WrestleMania 30. And it was like, oh man, New Orleans is going to be amazing. Let's do that. And we had such a blast. It was like, and then the bug bites you, and it bit me for 6 straight years. So from 28 to 33.
Okay. 28 to 33.
34, I was not able to go. 35, certain familial obligations that weekend precluded me. I was going to go to 36 as well, but COVID.
Didn't you have like the ticket and everything? Is that correct?
36?
Yeah.
No, we hadn't bought tickets yet, but it was going to be a wedding present.
Gotcha,
I was supposed to get married the day before WrestleMania 36.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was going to be a honeymoon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Fucking
COVID prevented all of that. That's another story for another time. But then we watched WrestleMania 37, and I watched WrestleMania 37 and 38, and when Cody came back, I was like, when I watched WrestleMania 38, I was single at that point, and I was like, I got to go back. It's been too long. It's been 4 years since I went to a WrestleMania, and so 39 comes around. I got a huge tax return that year, and I was like, I'm going. And I had a bunch of leftover comps from my trip to Vegas that previous summer, booked some rooms there, and then I rented a car and drove to LA for the show. I rented an Airbnb in LA. Fun story. I walked 4 miles in Inglewood from the stadium back to my Airbnb. Yeah. I also like to live dangerously.
Understandably so. I understand.
Well, but from now on, I'll keep the thrill rides to managed events. 'Cause that was a nerve-wracking walk. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so every year since, I've been back to WrestleMania. I am now
Okay.
coming up on my 10th WrestleMania. Would have been 12 if
Okay.
not for the events described before. Well, actually 13.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, right? I've been around the game for a while. So I've been to 10. This will be 10 coming up this year.
Okay.
The favorite match I've seen probably was the triple threat between Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Batista at WrestleMania 30, and just the celebration afterwards. Although close second is Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes,
One or two.
two, because Cody
Okay.
won the title. I mean,
Yeah.
I was.
But one was special watching it back.
It
One
was a great
special.
match. I just was so invested in Roman Reigns losing the title that by that point I was like, God, please, I needed it to happen, and it didn't happen at 39. So I just kind of slumped in my chair. A bunch of Roman Reigns fans are like, yeah, Cody lost, ha ha.
As soon as I heard the 3 count, I didn't even wait. I didn't even see Cody make the face or nothing. I got up and I left.
Yeah.
Okay, I was so.
Well, I was
pissed
on
off.
the
I was
floor,
like,
so
you-
I had to.
Oh shit!
I had to figure out which exit to go out of because they were herding us like cattle out of the place, because the floor crew is trying to get all the chairs picked up and
Yup.
like trying to get the fuck out of there. But so yeah, that night was kind of disappointing. 40, I celebrated with cocktails, shall we say, and I was rather exuberant with my celebration. So that was a special memory for me too. 40, I mean, especially meeting everybody from the server for the first time. Well, meeting some of the people from the server. I was a bit of a
Yeah, I met more people.
I was a bit of a
this
wallflower.
Yeah, I feel like 40. I didn't meet as many. 41, we met a lot.
Oh
of people
yeah,
at 41.
yeah. I mean, well, we kind of opened up to each other a lot more over the year.
Mm-hmm.
41 will always hold a very special place in my heart as well because it's all the fun times we had with all the people from the server.
That was the best part about.
And
41,
I'm hoping
was
we
meeting
can like
everybody.
recreate those vibes, even though there will be a few OGs missing. So
Me looking at the camera.
I was not.
If y'all don't know, I had 4 ads yesterday talking about, come on, you know you want to come.
I know. I'll leave you alone on that one, Mira. I know
No.
your circumstances are
I
different.
would love to, and it's just that I just have other things
Yeah.
right now. I'm just like,
But when you're
alright.
planning a WrestleMania trip, in the past, what is the part the aspect of it that you look forward to the most?
for me, it's the city. So where is it happening at? Because traditionally, WrestleMania would be in the States. Next year, that will be a different story. It'll be in a whole other country. But typically for me, I'm looking at where the event is happening. What's going to be the hot spots? Obviously, I know I'm going to do photo ops and autograph sessions and stuff. But for me, it's what is something that this place is known for. So when I did LA, I was like, Randy Donuts. I already knew I was going to Randy Donut. I knew that they have a good food scene. So I was very much like a foodie.
Yeah.
I've been to LA before, so I did like the tourism stuff back then in 2021. But this time around, it was me and my rental car against the world. We were going to hit up all the good food
Yeah.
spots in LA. I did Dave's Hot Chicken. I did the In-N-Out. I did some steak. I think I did a steakhouse as well. I was hitting up all those scenes there. But for me, it's always the food or the culture. It just depends on what it is, or any art museums and stuff. But for me, that's what it goes up to. With Vegas, I wanted to do all the fun activities.
Yeah.
So the zip line.
Yep.
The Area 15 or 51,
Area
whatever
15.
it is. That place. Yeah, that place. I wanted to do stuff like that. So it's really just depends on the city and what they have to offer. And I'm always trying to do the most fun thing. I'm very adventurous. I'm very just well, what do we got here?
Yeah.
I'm a foodie and I'm adventurous. So I look for those things there. And how about you?
Well, see, with me, it used to be, when I first started doing WrestleMania trips, it was all about wrestling event. And I remember somebody pulling me aside and being like, "You're missing too much of what the city has to offer." So, like you, I started really looking into what city, what the host city has. Like, I think New Orleans was the first time I did that. Started really exploring, and not just the drinking scene on Bourbon Street. New Orleans is a great food city.
The beignets, the crocodile,
The alligator sausage, alligator cheesecake, alligator sausage
the
cheesecake,
frog legs, all that
praline
stuff.
bacon, oysters, the whole nine. You have so many great places to eat. You have so much culture. The jazz on Frenchman Street. You've got the graveyard tours. You've got
The vampire stuff that they got going on down
ghost
there.
tours. You have so much to do. So much. New Orleans has so much to offer. So it kind of started getting me in the habit of exploring and planning a nice loaded itinerary of things to do within the cities that I would be going to. Like in Dallas, I made it a point to go to Dealey Plaza. In San Francisco, I walked across the gate. I walked on the Golden Gate Bridge. I had pictures taken there. Tried to get on an Alcatraz tour. It was too booked. But my aunt was the best tour guide ever. She was like, "Oh, you're coming to San Francisco. Let me pick you up from the airport. I'll take you around the city." And we went all over the place. So I got a full day of tourism in, and I got to see as much of the city as humanly possible in one day. But Orlando, I made sure I went to Disneyland or World. So I was splitting my time between conventions, but Universal, or excuse me, not Universal Studios, Hollywood, the Hollywood Studios part of Disney was being revamped into Star Wars Land and Toy Story Land at that point. So there was nothing really to do. I think I spent the most time in Animal Kingdom, me by myself, a grown man at Disney World taking pictures with Chip and Dale.
Now, would you say the WrestleMania 33 stage was probably one of the best ones?
It was the best stage in the worst stadium, no less. Out of any of the WrestleManias I've been to, that was probably the worst stadium. Orlando, unfortunately, it's an older stadium, so I can't really say it's awful. But I mean, no, because awful is Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. Shout out Washington Commanders. Your stadium's horrible.
I hear that the food is trash.
Oh, it is
there.
ass.
The food is trash. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go see the Eagles there. I don't know.
Wait till
What
the
is
Commanders
it?
get a new stadium. But sidebar off.
Okay.
No, it's the Camping World Stadium is probably the weakest venue I've been to out of the was it 9 different? Because Vegas is a 2-time venue.
2.
That was another reason I didn't go to 34 or 35. There were repeat venues. I always try to, this is the first time I'm doing a repeat venue for WrestleMania. But the thing, those are the things I look forward to the most is, planning the itinerary. I get excited about picking out things to do. Vegas, there's just so many great things to do, and it's a city that invites repeat visits, so I was okay with that. So I was a little bit disappointed that New Orleans was not the host city this year. So either way, I was going to have a repeat venue, but it would have been nice to experience that with you guys. I'm sure you.
If they kept WrestleMania 42 as New Orleans, you could have banked on me being there. Okay. Yeah. I always wanted to experience Bourbon Street because of WrestleMania 34.
Yeah.
It was this vlogger. I can't think of his channel, but it was him and his friends. And it kind of reminds me of all of us. And they were with Rob Van Dam and somebody else. They had videos with them at Wale Mania, because I think it was still new at the time. I can't think of who it was, but they had Wale Mania. So then you had Big E and Kofi and the Usos and stuff. And this is when they weren't as big as they were. This is but it was so much fun. And I was like, dang, if they go back there for 42 and we have the crew that we have now, I just know it would have just been lit. And I know they're going there for Money in the Bank in September. So that's still going to be fun. And I know there are some people in the server planning to attend. But damn, I really wish 42 was in New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, so for you, this means you're not going to a WrestleMania until 44, potentially.
Yeah, which is fine with me. This is A-okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to pick a city next. We should all just meet in New Orleans next year and watch WrestleMania at a watch party.
I think I'd be I think I was saying the other episode that I'll catch y'all in Amsterdam.
Oh yeah.
and I will have the cakes ready for us when y'all get done over there. And
That
wait,
good
back.
shit.
No, yeah, no. I think if it's like Nashville or somewhere I haven't been,
Mhm.
I'll definitely be there for WrestleMania 44.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so of the other, are there any other particular cities you'd like to see a WrestleMania in? Besides Nashville and New Orleans.
I haven't done Dallas, but I've been to San Antonio for Royal
Mm-hmm.
Rumble. I'm trying to think. We did Cali. We did on the East Coast. We go up and down the East Coast. I would want to see it in Florida because I haven't personally been there. I would want to see like a Florida WrestleMania. Mm. And honestly, London. That's the biggest one I want.
Uh-huh.
I want to see it in Wembley. Like, I've been there. I've seen All In. I know what we can do in that stadium. Wembley would be beautiful.
And I would love
But
to
they
see a
won't.
Wembley WrestleMania as well. One city that was left off the list, Atlanta. Martin's gonna love
Oh,
that.
Atlanta. Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Catch me at Magic. If they do it, I'll be at Magic City.
What's Magic City for those listening?
Oh, the most infamous strip club with the best wings out in ATL, and I will be there.
Oh,
So, I'll have a little section. Me and my boo thing will probably have a section just looking and spending our dollars over there. So if anybody will come, the crazy thing is my girlfriend would love it. She'd be like, okay, yeah, we can go.
all right. Well, if it winds up in Miami again, we gotta go to Tootsie's, if that's still there. And so I went there.
Is that also a strip club?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a refurbished Costco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the stripper poles went 40 feet in the air, and there you saw some. Oh yeah, you saw some gymnastics up there, and I remember sitting there like, oh god, I hope she doesn't fall. They was up there, but yeah. So we went through your Holy Grail wrestling events,
Are there any Holy Grail
like
that I need to take? I would say Tokyo Dome.
Wrestle Kingdom.
That's one of them. I think. Ooh, I haven't been to a garden show. I have not been to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have not been to a New York show. So I would say the Garden in Tokyo.
Nice. I also have those two on my list of Holy Grails, and then All In. That's in there too. But, I'm planning tentatively to go to All In this year.
Tickets on sale. Tickets on sale. March 16th.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, dork, dork.
I'm so excited. I am so fucking excited.
I know. I'm thinking of the same thing. I mean, almost excited about that as Tupac bobblehead night.
Yeah, my supervisor is on PTO, so I'm waiting for her to come back. I'm like, please approve the day. Thank you.
See you in Camden Yards. We're gonna get Danny his bobblehead.
Tupac bobblehead night. You know?
Yep. And then I think an MSG show, because I've seen the Hall of Fame at MSG in 2013. I went to the Hall of Fame.
That's right, because it was in
Matt.
New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, it was Madison
that year,
Square
right?
Garden,
Okay.
but I was not feeling the Hall of Fame after that. Well, then the next year it was New Orleans, the Hall of Fame. Mr. T put me to sleep. He went for 35 minutes talking about his mama, and I know you love your mama, T, but the story was boring, and they had to cut him off. They had Kane come out in the middle of his speech. So yeah, once that happened, me and my friend just looked at each other. We were like, "We're never doing the Hall of Fame again." Ugh.
I wouldn't blame you. What's your holy shit live moment at a wrestling event?
Holy shit! Live moment would probably have to be Shane McMahon jumping off of the Hell in a Cell in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was way up there.
And then he did it again at WrestleMania 35 off the scaffold. This motherfucker's crazy. He's lost his mind.
He's tapped. Well, not only that, he jumped off a Hell in a Cell again the next year and missed Kevin Owens.
Yep. I remember
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Now, how about yours?
Holy shit live moment. I feel like I've seen quite a few in the last year with Mr. John Cena, his ass.
Yeah, you were there for the heel turn, weren't you?
Heel turn when Cody beat him. I would say Rhea Charlotte
Oh,
WrestleMania 39.
I think I know particularly the moment you're referring to.
Yes.
The overhead belly to belly where Charlotte damn near broke her neck.
Yes. That match live was phenomenal.
Yes.
That was a great match. That was a great match that Rhea was able to win because Charlotte basically little girled her, at what was it, WrestleMania
Right.
36. It was that one. So that was really good to see. And also the main event, I believe that night was the tag
Oh
match
yeah, the Sammy and
with Sammy and KO and the Usos. That was also another. That was such a feel good moment. I didn't even have a voice after
oh
that
yeah,
match.
me either. I was so happy. I was so happy to see them win, and not only that, but just for 39, I was sitting on either side of the ramp both nights. So I
Hmm.
mean, I was seeing the entrances up close and personal. So like I almost caught Cena's wristbands.
That's cool. Yeah, because he opened the show against Austin
Yeah,
Theory,
and
and Austin
like
won.
it was
Okay.
like just over my fingertips, and then like there were some women behind me that were fighting over it like a bouquet at a wedding.
Oop.
Oh,
No, I would say those two live WWE World. I would say AEW, Offspring, MJF,
okay.
at All In. That match was great. And then Swerve Strickland and Daniel Bryan because he had his moment
Yeah,
again because he beat Swerve, and that was such a good match. Brie was there, the kids was there. It was such a good
yeah,
time. That was a great match, and you just heard his song play all throughout the stadium.
right. Yeah, that's another moment of mine that I will always cherish. It was just when Brian won the title at WrestleMania 30. You've never seen me jump so high.
Now you were there when Undertaker lost streak,
Yeah,
correct?
that was also another holy shit moment.
Okay, yeah, that would have done it.
Yeah, I just remember, wait, they're gonna restart the match. Something happened there. Couldn't. No, no, can't end the streak like that. Stunned
Yep.
silence. The air was sucked out of the place.
That was the main event, or was that not the
No,
main event?
Brian
No.
Batista and Orton was.
Okay, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
but everybody remembers it as a top five WrestleMania. It's like the opening segment, streak match, and the main event were probably the only things good about it.
Hmm.
Because you had Kane and the Old Age Outlaws teaming up against the Shield, and that was a match that happened. Although Triple H and Daniel Bryan was a really good match too.
That was a really good match. Cause did that open the show, or was that the
It
second
was the
match? I
first
forget.
match right after the
Yeah, because they
Austin
needed
Rock
time.
and Hogan segment.
Yeah, because they needed that time for either man who was going to win to recoup before the main event. I'm like, I think that
Yeah,
opened.
it was the first
But yeah,
match.
no,
Yeah,
that was a really good match. I enjoyed that one a
yeah,
lot. It was very that match to me was super psychological.
yes,
'Cause I was a kid, but like when I go back and I watch that WrestleMania, I'm like, this match was psychological as hell. That feud was
mm-hmm.
because you had it as the authority and not going to win, you're not going to be ahead, and then seeing that story basically get rebranded with Kofi and
Yeah,
like his own spin, and Bryant being a part of that, I was like, okay, this is really cool.
yeah,
So being there for when Kofi won was actually really really cool since I couldn't be there for 30, but I was like, I like that story a
yeah.
lot. I
Feel
like that
good
story.
story, and then well, obviously
Hmm.
speaking of stories, watching Cody finish his story.
Yes, that was another holy shit moment.
Yeah, holy shit, Rose lost the title.
I feel like again, just like how the crowd popped when Undertaker came out on Monday, that crowd popped when he came out of WrestleMania
Oh
40.
my god, yeah. I was like, I was waiting. All right, we're waiting for the glass to break. Where's the glass? And then they hit the gong, and I was like,
Yep, yep. Because everybody was anticipating it to be Austin, including
yeah,
myself, and it's just like it just didn't work out. But no, that was great. That
that
was
was
great.
great. It definitely was, and it's been great, kind of getting a sense of the story of your WrestleMania journeys and what you look forward to, and the great moments you've experienced. And I know for me, like as a grizzled WrestleMania veteran, this is old hat for me, and I honestly at this point, while I love planning my own trip, I also love hearing the stories.
Oh yeah, I feel like for me, when I started doing like a lot of like research on what does occur, I think that made me more excited. I've attended 4 WrestleManias, and everyone has like outdone the other, and it's not because of like the wrestling per se. It's the events that I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to, the people I'm meeting, the experiences I'm having. I feel like that's what it really came to. And I feel like last year was special because of everything that we talked about. Like, we had the party bus, we had Pizza Rock, we had the zip lining, we had Fremont Street
Yeah,
hangouts like every fucking night. We always ended up on
yeah,
Fremont,
we did.
like just like all that. So I feel like that for me was so much fun. meeting up. I think the one Irish bar that we went to after one of the
Oh,
events.
because we went after Wall-E Mania. We
Mm-hmm.
went. What was it? Oh, it's in the link.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in that
Yeah.
area. It's in that area over there. But just like all those type, like that was just special. And I feel like that's what I look forward to the most. It's not even about going to
Yeah.
WrestleMania anymore. I feel like it's more so just about seeing everybody.
O'Shea's.
That's right, O'Shea's. Yes, 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 yes. But no, that was just such a great time.
Yeah,
Such a great time.
definitely. It wasn't so much for me the events that made it as the people. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the people was what really made last year special, and I'm looking forward to this year too. And then whenever we get together again.
It'll be soon. It'll be soon.
Yeah, London. Yeah. So I'm gonna peer pressure you to go to Vegas. You're gonna peer pressure me to go to London.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like a plan. But, yeah, that's been really great sharing those stories with you and just well getting hyped for WrestleMania.
I know. know. I said this earlier. I feel like after this weekend, I feel like a lot of people, because there's so many events happening. I feel like for me, the next time I do go to one, I'm just going to sit back and just buy a flight and buy a hotel and just see what events happen. I'm not buying nothing. Just wait. I feel like that's like the best thing to do with like WrestleMania weekend. But no, I'm very excited to hear about all your stories about 42 and everyone else that is attending in the server and outside of the server as well. I'm excited to see the pictures, the events, the pop-up things that happen, the fun things,
Yeah.
the crazy things. But no, we have been Pinfalls and Passports. We'll be back next week with recaps on what happened at Elimination Chamber and the fallout and lead up to Revolution and all that.